What's up, Glammies? Welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. If you are already a part of the Mandy Glam fam, thank you so much for coming back over and watching another one of my videos. If you just so happen to click on my video, or it came on your feed, or it just popped up after the last video you got through watching and you don't know who I am, where I came from, where I've been, girl, let me just introduce myself to you real quick. Again, my name is Mandy Glam. On my channel, what I do is fragrance reviews. I love to smell good. Smelling good is my thing. I've been collecting fragrances for a while now. I also do makeup. I also do product reviews. I also do some other things. This is actually going to be a new type of video for me. It's going to be me talking about my fragrances, but also I'm going to be incorporating a story time. I know a few of you have been asking me to do a story time, and I don't know, I'm kind of like mixed about story times because truth be told, I do have a lot of stories, a lot of interesting, crazy stories, okay? So I've been trying to figure out like how to incorporate a story time for y'all. If you are into fragrances, okay, if you love to smell good, if that's your thing, or you're like trying to build a fragrance collection and you need some ideas, then this is the channel for you. So I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, okay, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a video, okay? I was going through my fragrance collection, and I don't know, today is Sunday. Let me just start with that. Let me breathe, because I am quite nervous about doing this video. I don't even know why, because it's not even like, I don't know, I'm just in my head, I guess. Okay, so it's Sunday and I was going through my fragrances, trying to come up with, you know, some ideas, some, you know, get some content together or whatever. And I don't know, I was also thinking like it's a few weeks away from Valentine's Day, and I may have a Valentine, I may not. We'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, I was like, what fragrances have guys bought me in the past? So I got to looking through my fragrances, and I actually have several fragrances that was gifted to me by men that I no longer like know, girl. Like, yeah, they not around no more, okay? They gone. They not here, okay? I was like, you know, it would be really interesting for me to do like a story time with some history behind the fragrances, okay? Because I don't know about y'all, but my fragrances are very like close to me. The reason why I buy most of my fragrances is because, number one, I love them. I love the way they smell on me. None of the fragrances I have in my collection like I hate, okay? When I buy a fragrance, I buy it for myself in mind. So I can't really hate on my fragrances like that, you know. They all like invoke a memory or feeling or vibe or something inside of me, and I attach them with a memory, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like where I'm going with this video. So the fragrances that I have were bought for me from previous boos, okay? Only one of them I still kind of like low-key keep in contact with, but the other one's, child, I don't know where the head is, don't really care. I wish them the best. Y'all like my sweatshirt? My daughter bought this for me for Christmas, and I love it. Fun fact, I love Prince. Prince was like my first, well, Michael Jackson was my first boyfriend, okay? Prince was my second boyfriend. I dumped Michael Jackson, okay, to get with Prince. So yeah, a huge Prince fan, okay? So like I said, it's Sunday, I'm low-key. Usually I try to like dress up for y'all or whatever, but we having some girl talk, okay? So I was trying to figure out, I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna wing this video, okay, and I'm gonna start with the oldest fragrance. I don't have it in my collection, but it's crazy because I went to the perfume shop like a couple of days ago, and I saw this fragrance, and y'all, it's crazy how smells and fragrances like take me back to a moment in time. You know, like I can know exactly what I was doing at that moment, you know, how old I was, what was going on at the time. It's just crazy. Like I remember not everything to a T, but I have a very vivid memory, okay? Yes, Cacharel, okay? And actually, I do like a few Cacharel fragrances, but this, here it is, yes, Cacharel, okay? So the first fragrance I want to talk about is made by Cacharel, and it's called Amor Amor. I will pop a picture of the fragrance up for you so you can see what it looks like in this video. So first story about this particular fragrance. So anyway, I was dating this guy, and this was probably back in like '05. Okay, I'm telling my age for all my babies out there. I'm like in my mid 40s, okay? So yeah, I'm like your auntie. I'm like your auntie, okay? The one, y'all know, y'all all got one of these aunties in your family that has never been married, that can tell you plenty of stories, honey. Probably like, you know the one you real close to. That one, that's me. I'm that auntie, okay? I'm that auntie in my family, like. So yes, this happened like back in '05, okay? So he bought me this fragrance. I want to say it was for Christmas he got me this fragrance. So I actually liked the fragrance. It was kind of like on the sweet side. I don't remember a lot about this fragrance. It has black currant in it, orange, mandarin orange, bergamot, grapefruit. The middle notes have rose, lily of the valley, jasmine, apricot. In the base it has some vanilla, tonka bean, musk, amber, and cedar. Now I don't remember this fragrance being over the top like you know, strong with the cedar. I do remember it having some vanilla in it. It was kind of like an everyday scent for me or whatever, okay? Now back to the guy. So, you know, I guess you could say we was like dating each other. I did enjoy his company. He was sexy, okay? He had sex appeal, a little bit on the short side, but he was a player, okay? He was a player, and girl, and this is the night I found out I knew he was a player, because it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I want to say we had went out that night, and I had went back to his place. 3 o'clock in the morning, we sleep, and his phone just starts blowing up, okay? I mean, back to back to back phone calls, and I'm like, are you gonna answer that? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't lay there, pretend like you don't hear that phone ringing, right? So I don't get heated. I get mad. I'm just like, I sit up in the bed or whatever, and I'm like, who is that calling you? And he was like, oh, and it's nobody, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you lying. So I'm at this point, I'm getting heated. Like I said, I'm getting hot. Like, we finna argue. 3 o'clock, I don't give a damn if we just lay down. Like, we about to go ahead, and you might as well just go and get on up, because we about to argue, okay? I'm about to go up, okay? We start arguing. Of course, he lying, saying it's nobody, and I don't know what happened. I feel like whoever this girl was like outside in front of the house. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm real. As a matter of fact, she was outside of the house, because he was telling me, like, don't go outside, because I had started like packing up my clothes and, you know, getting dressed and stuff. Like, I'm finna go home, because I literally lived like 5 to 10 minutes from him. So I'm like down the street, and I'm like, I don't have time for this shit. Like, I'm finna go to the house, period. Like, I'm out. And he was like, no, don't go outside, don't go outside. So she must have been outside, going back and forth. I'm mad AF, I don't want YouTube to demonetize my video, so I'm mad. So maybe like 30 minutes or so went by, and you know, I leave. I'm so heated, y'all. I'm turned up. Like, I'm ready to fight. Like, I even think I remember telling him, like if this girl, like, I'm going outside, I'm going home. If she want to fight, we can fight, whatever. But I'm leaving this house, period. So when I get outside, of course, nobody's there. I guess she left or whatever. And so, I don't know where in the hell I got a hubcap from. I found me a hubcap. I want to say it was in my trunk. Yes, I think it was in my trunk. So, the way his house was set up, it's like he had like a barrier, like a concrete wall in front of his house. And then was the yard, and then was the house, okay? Man, I just got that hubcap, and I swung that hubcap like a damn frisbee. I was trying to like bust his like front window out, okay? I was pissed. I don't want y'all to be thinking bad of Auntie or whatever. That was, like I said, in 05. I think I was like in my 20s at that time. Hell, I can't remember. It was a long time ago, but I was so mad. And I think I saw him like one other time after that. I can't remember, but I was done with him. Like, I couldn't keep on with that. Like, honesty, like, I'm real big on honesty, and that's what a lot of men don't understand. Like, you know, men want to think like we're crazy and stuff like that, but I think what men fail to realize is that if you're honest with the lady and she chooses to mess with you regardless of what you got going on, then that's on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, but don't make the decision for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got somebody, just say you got somebody, and I'm gonna go on my merry little way, okay? And that's on period. Like, I'm not finna be in some kind of love triangle. That's not even how I roll. So what really made me upset about him was the lies. I couldn't take it. I just couldn't take it. So yeah. Donna Karen Cashmere Mist. Okay, this was bought for me. Now we going years on now. Now we probably are in, what is this, 2021? I don't know why people do that. What is this, 2021? I do that. I think it comes with age. But anyway, this was bought for me by my ex-fiance. Yes, Glammies. Your girl was engaged, okay? I was engaged for 7 days. Yes, I said 7 days. It was about a week. I don't even think it hit the 2-week mark, honestly. Say he gifted this to me for Christmas while we were dating. And this was probably, oh God, probably in 2008 or 2007, okay? That's how long ago it was. That's probably how long I've had this perfume, but I refuse to throw it away because it's actually one of my favorites. Before he bought me this one, oh, I love this. I had bought one on my own, and I just absolutely love the fragrance. It's very soft. It has musk in it, I believe. It may have some vanilla. And I just feel like it just reminds me of linen. It reminds me of cotton. It reminds me of fresh hot towels out the dryer. Y'all know, if y'all been watching my channel, y'all heard me say that before. So in the top notes, you get bergamot. In the middle notes, you get suede, lily of the valley, jasmine. In the base, you get cashmere musk, amber, sandalwood, and vanilla. So the suede note in here, the suede note in this fragrance to me is so beautiful. It just reminds me of some fabric, a fresh linen fabric, okay? So the story behind this one, now I'm not gonna name any names. Who y'all, child? This is a small world, okay? And Houston is the fourth largest city in the United States, and I've been here all my life. You never know who might watch my video. So for personal reasons, I ain't gonna name no names, okay? But if you watching my video, baby, you know who you are, okay? I ain't say your name though. So the story behind this guy, okay, like I said, we dated for 6 months. I just said 6 months into the relationship. We he didn't even really propose to me. The way it started off is all jacked up. And I believe like the way you start a relationship, the foundation is so important. And I enjoyed dating him. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. He was older than me, and, he was settled. He was more mature. He had already been divorced. His kids was already grown. They was already in their 20s. And my daughter was either a freshman in high school or a sophomore. So I was already in that mindset like, okay, cool. We're not having any kids. We're just gonna enjoy life and travel and do stuff. And we did. Like, we would take little road trips and stuff like that. And the 6 months was great. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. The 6 months was great. It was fabulous. And then all of a sudden one day, and we had like talked about marriage and stuff, here and there. It wasn't like serious talks, but it was talks about marriage. Like, if you got married, would you move out here? Now, he lived in the country. I know a lot of y'all watching my videos know I live in Houston, and y'all think Houston is country. Baby, it's some country towns that's like an hour outside of Houston, 2 hours outside of Houston, that's real country. Me, myself, I consider myself to be a city girl, okay? Not like the city girls, but, I'm a city girl. Like, I love being in the city. I love, getting in my car and going to the Galleria, going downtown, The city just is popping for me. He, like I said, he lived an hour and a half outside of Houston. That meant I would have to get up extremely early every day and go to work. And but you know what? I loved him and cared about him so much. I was willing to make that sacrifice, because at that point in my life, I was like, yes, I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to, enjoy a different side of life, sharing my life with somebody, okay? So one Sunday, I don't know where we were coming from. He was like, come meet me up here right quick. And I came and met him, and he hands me this bag. I'm thinking, in my mind, oh my God, it's these diamond earrings that I've been asking for forever. Y'all, I opened up the box, and it was this beautiful diamond ring. I want to say it was almost like 2 carats. It was a solitaire, round solitaire that like stood up, and the band was gold. Now, I forgave him for the gold band, because to me that's kind of like old fashioned. But I was willing to bite my tongue, okay? And I love the ring regardless of it being in a gold band, like a gold setting or whatever. That was mistake number 1. You didn't officially ask me to marry you. That was his mistake. I didn't get an official, will you marry me? I can't spend the rest of my life without you, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know how I go. I didn't get that. I just got a bag passed to me with the ring in it, and I was to assume it meant that, you wanted to marry me. I actually asked him. I was like, what is this? What are you saying? Like, what are you saying? And he was like, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, okay. And so I said, well, I guess the answer is yes. And me being somewhat young and naive and kind of wanting to, settle down, I accepted that BS, because that was some BS. Now, when it comes to proposals, like, I don't need the fireworks and the big hurrah and everything that goes into that, but I need to know solid, like, you proposing to me, so that's where I messed up, because I accepted that weak ass proposal. Okay, I put the ring on, I wear it, I'm excited, honestly, and I'm thinking like, okay, Amanda, when I talk to myself, I call myself Amanda, okay? I'm like, Amanda, is this something you really want to do? Because see, where he lived, it was like, you know, he owned land, he owned like animals on his streets. Like his whole family lived on the street. Like they took up the whole street. He took up one block, his brother took up a block. Like they owned the whole street in this country town. Like he owned several properties in this country town. Like he was the man. Like, so I realized like the family dynamic they had, and I never really had that with my family. And I was like, you know what, he has a lot going on here and I don't have much going on in Houston, so I'm gonna go ahead and move my family and my daughter and everything down there. So this way it popped off. Okay, one day I went out there and I cooked dinner, and we're sitting down, we're eating dinner, and I'm excited about, you know, getting married. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I'm excited about getting married or whatever. So I looked at him and I said, so when are we gonna make the announcement? And he was like, what? And I was like, when are we going to tell your kids and our families that we're engaged? And he was like, when I tell you. I said, huh? Excuse me? He's like, when I tell you. And I was like, the question marks all over the place, okay? I'm like, what you mean when you tell me? I'm like wearing the ring, and this is probably literally like probably like day 8 of me wearing the ring. And I'm like, well, I'm wearing the ring. I took it to mean that we were engaged. And he's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm totally confused at this point. What's really going on? Like, what's up, you know? And he was like, well, when I tell you. I said, I don't understand that. And he wasn't really elaborating on it. And I said, well, let me help you out. So I took the ring off and I slid it across the table. Man, he got hot, okay? He, like, his head, like, blew off his top. He blew his top, okay? He got mad. And I was like, what are you getting upset for? Because obviously this is not something that you were ready to do. I'm like, did you do this because you were trying to pacify me? Because, or maybe because we don't live in the same city and you want to make guys think that I'm off the market, you know? Because at that time, you know, I was still kind of going out, you know, I wasn't going out like I was when I was in my 20s. But, you know, I was still going here Sunday fun day with my cousin, doing this, doing that. You know, I was still out and about. But, you know, I respected our relationship. If anybody asked me if I was in a relationship, I would be honest. And so I was like, did you give me this ring to, like, you know, make people think something that is not? And he was like, no, I didn't give you the ring for that. And I was like, well, look, obviously you're not ready. I was like, so whenever you get ready, then you let me know. And he just started talking shit. Like, he was just going off, just saying all kinds of crazy stuff. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going home. Here I am again, going home. I was like, I'm going home. So I go pack my stuff, and he really started, like, I had never seen this side of him before. He was always such a mild-mannered man, you know, and I was like, good, I'm finding this out now before I said my I do. Like, this is perfect. Like, I needed to see this side of you because I had never seen this side of him. So as I'm getting my stuff and I'm walking out, he was like, get the fuck out my house. And I was like, cool, okay. I promise you guys, my babies, I promise y'all, when he said get the out his house, I never walked back in that house ever again. And now that I'm thinking about it, somehow, some way, I ended up, like, he called me, apologized, blah, 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 you know, trying to make it right. And because I cared about him and loved him, you know, I was, you know, okay with trying to work it out or whatever, but that still kind of was in the, like, replaying in my head sometimes. And so it just kind of spiraled. You know, it was like one argument after another. We never could get back to the way things was prior to that. And I had the ring, and I gave him back the ring, and I had called the store to see like what the policy was on returning the ring. And I called him. I distinctly remember calling him like the day before, or I text him. I was like, look, tomorrow is the last day for you to return that ring, because the ring was priced. So he was like, man, F that ring, I'm gonna throw that ring in the river, blah blah blah. And I'm like, that's stupid. You know, I'm like, but hey, if that's what you want to do. Now he was like, you should have just kept the ring. Honestly, what was I gonna do with an engagement ring? Like, what was I gonna do with an engagement ring? I guess I could have took the diamond out and put it in like a little pendant and wore it as a necklace. But I mean, come on, like, I'm like a sentimental type of woman. Like, things have meaning to me. You know, people have meaning to me. Things that happen, like, I can't look at that and go, like, when I'm dating somebody new and they go, oh, that's a nice necklace, you know, where'd you get it? Oh, it was my engagement ring. Like, come, where they do that at? Like, who does that? So I was like, nah, I felt like in my mind I did the right thing with the ring, and I gave it back to him. Now, fast forward, we did like text each other sometime last year when the pandemic hit. You know, he reached out to me and checked on me and stuff like that. But as far as like rekindling, like, that's old. Like, I give it to him. Like, he tried and tried and tried. But you know, when a woman fed up, child, that is such a true fact. Like, a scorned woman, like, I couldn't do it no more. So that's my story behind this. Now, when I wear this, do I think about him? From time to time. Like, if I look at the bottle, I do think about him, but it's like for a quick second, and then I'm going on about my day, okay? Now, this video probably gonna be long, and I'm sorry. This is Prada Candy, okay? This is a very vanilla caramel gourmand type of fragrance, and this was purchased for me. And I do have a backup bottle that I bought probably like a year or so ago. I do actually like this fragrance. Y'all know about this fragrance. Now, a couple of not so good things about this fragrance is that it doesn't have a lot of projection, which I don't like, and the longevity on it is kind of weak as well. But I'm a heavy sprayer, and so I enjoy it, and I get just the right amount of wear from this fragrance. So I do enjoy this fragrance quite a bit. Story behind this one. Okay, I was dating someone, and this is the actual bottle that he bought me for my birthday, okay? He bought me like the whole set. This bottle, the lotion, the shower gel, like everything that came with the fragrance, right? Really nice guy. You know, very, like, how can I say, he wasn't no street dude, because he grew up in a nice family. Like, he was educated, you know. I know he went to college or something, because he wasn't dumb, you know. But he liked to be in them streets, though. He loved to be in them streets, and I just could not get with that. I try to find a picture and pop it up in the video. And when I saw this guy, this character in Black Panther, it reminded me so much of him, because he was a very big guy, very big presence. The body was nice. Like, he wasn't fat, but he was just tall, and he had like a nice body and a presence about him, right? Dark skin, you know, just like a gorilla type of dude, you know. And so every time I see this guy, this character, and I see him, and I'm like, oh my God, he reminds me so much of what's his face. And, you know, especially when he was like, in that movie, he said, I will not have it all. He sounded just like him. I will not have it all. Yes, he was African. So He was like, that is him. That is him. But anyway, he was like one of them hot-headed type of guys. I want to say he was a little bit younger than me. Truth be told, I really don't go for young guys. You know, I just, young guys, I'm going to just tell y'all this about young dudes. Me being in my mid-40s, like, now every now and again, I will run across a young dude that got his head on right. You know what I'm saying? But most young guys I meet don't, okay? I need a man that's been through some things. Like, I need a man that's scarred. Like, not on his body, but like, you done been through some things. You done had some hard times. You been knocked on your ass. And you got back up. You pulled yourself together. You made some things shake. You made it happen for you. You learn lessons. You build character. Like, that's the type of man I need in my life. Because if you ain't, because I done been through some things. If you ain't been through nothing, like, we ain't really got any conversation for each other. You know, I need a man that's been through some things, a couple things that can relate to me, and you know, we just meet on that level. So he was not that guy. You know, he was fun to be around, fun to hang out with and stuff like that. And I just kind of like slowly like backed off the relationship. You know, I just like, it wasn't even a relationship. I just kind of like low-key ghosted, you know, like the young people say, ghosted. I kind of like fell back in the scene. I stopped like texting. I stopped like responding to his texts. I just kind of like faded stage. I exited stage left. Okay. No hard feelings with him or whatever. I don't even, I pray to God that he's doing okay. Now, crazy thing of it is, I want to say like the year after I kind of like faded away, like I stopped like calling and stuff. A year later, I was watching the news, and him and his friends they were leaving the club, and they were jumped in a Lamborghini, and I don't know if he wasn't driving, and I think I had reached out to him, and I was like, hey, are you okay? You know, I saw the news. You know, are you good or whatever? And he was like, yeah, I wasn't driving, but his friend was driving, or his homeboy or whoever was driving. I guess the dude didn't know how to freaking drive a Lamborghini, and he literally burnt off in the parking lot and hit like two people in the parking lot of this club. And I was just like, damn, you know. And it was crazy when I saw his face like pop up on the TV. I was like, oh my God, that's so-and-so. So I reached out to him, and he said, yeah, it's all good or whatever. Like, we didn't go into detail about it, but I thought that was crazy. I hope and pray everything worked out in that situation. So yeah. The next one is Chloe by Chloe. I'm not really gonna go into the details on this fragrance, but y'all know this is one of my absolutely favorite rose fragrances, and I love it so much. Okay, I just love this fragrance. This is a very unique rose fragrance to me. I've never smelled a rose fragrance that smelled like this and liked it. Okay, now the person that gifted this to me was a very older guy. Okay, he was in his 70s, and I think I was in my late 30s. I had not quite turned 40 yet, okay? And he bought me this fragrance. We were out on a date, and we were in the mall, and he was like, pick whatever you want. And so I picked Chloe because I had ran out of the smaller bottle that I had. So I picked Chloe, and yeah, really nice guy. Now, come on now. Come on. Auntie gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all know I'm not gonna pull your leg. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. It was too big of an age gap for your girl, okay? Too big. And plus, he had medical problems. I think the man had one kidney. And I think he had been through prostate cancer and all that. I think he may have had a little hearing loss too. Because I had to repeat myself a lot. And when we would go out to dinner, he couldn't see, like he never wore his glasses, so I always had to write on the bill, sign his name and stuff like that. I was like, Lord, I'm dating some pow. I'm dating pow from the nursing home. Like, I can't do this. Like, I can't. He was the first older guy that I attempted to date. I was like, I can't do this. I can't. Like, I'm gonna be pushing you in a wheelchair in a minute. Like, I can't. I wished him adieu. Okay, farewell, adieu. Wish you the best of luck, but I could not do it, y'all. I couldn't do it. Love this fragrance in his memory. Okay, enjoy it all the time. So, like, my last 4 fragrances, I saved this one because, you know, we've all met that someone in our life at some point in time that actually impacted us, you know, and this guy actually impacted me. Like, I literally loved him, like fell in love with him. When we first met, it was like a whirlwind type of situation. We got along well. We had great conversations. We laughed. I loved him, okay? I loved him. Like, I could see myself growing with him and being with him. He was the perfect age. Like, I didn't want to say, I'm 44 now, and I want to say he's 47. So, you know, it was a good, like, age between us. And at the time when we met, this was like, we met like 15 years ago, and this is one of the men that I could say, like, I really truly loved. And it kind of low-key breaks my heart when I think about him, because I wanted that relationship so bad. Like, I wanted it so bad. God knows that I did. I wanted it so bad. And it just didn't happen. I only have 4 fragrances that he's contributed to my addiction, and this is Dolce & Gabbana I was about to say Dolce & Gabbana the one. This is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. I've lost the top to it, but this is my all-time favorite citrusy fragrance. I love to wear this spring and summertime, but he got me that one. This was the very first fragrance he bought me 15 years ago, okay? I've had this. This is probably, I have another fragrance that is a Fendi fragrance that it's been in my collection for ever, probably 20 years now. If I've had that Fendi fragrance for 20 years, I've had this one for 15, okay? Long time. And what's crazy is I just smell this. This still smell good. If y'all have this, hold on to it, because I guarantee you they probably don't even make it anymore. This is BLV Note, and I actually like took this. I made him give me this fragrance because it kind of falls somewhere in between like a unisex fragrance. A man could totally wear this, and he was wearing it, and I looked at it, I said, this is for women, okay? Parfum, that means for women, you know, but I guess he was on to something back then, because now we all know fragrances are, you know, have no gender, but I still wanted it and I took it, okay? He also has given me 2 fragrances since I started my YouTube channel as kind of like a, you know, good luck or whatever. And it is Mercari by YSL, which happens to be one of my favorite fragrances. I'm gonna wear this out come spring and summer. Like, this gonna be my baby. Like, we gonna rock. Like, I have not dented this fragrance yet, and I want to put a nice dent in this fragrance. So that is my plan coming up spring and summer, because my daughter says I need to get out more. She's like, Mom, how are you ever gonna meet somebody? You always in the house. So I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to get back out, and I don't know, you know, I don't want to say look, because I want it to come to me, but I'm going to be wearing this fragrance because I intend on stepping out, you know, doing some things, having fun, and just, you know, see whatever happens, happens. He also gifted me this Tom Ford Gray Vettevere, which I really love too. This is one of my favorite Vettevere fragrances next to the Commodity Vettevere. I like the Commodity a little bit better because I want to say it has some Tahitian note in it that gives it a little bit of sweetness. This is very tart. Y'all know Vettevere is very earthy. It smells like fresh dirt to me, but it's sexy, okay? I like it a lot. So he gifted me this, and yeah, so that's 4 fragrances. So a little bit on that. He might be watching this video. Hey, I'm you know who y'all. So when we first started dating, he was actually dating somebody. So, you know, I kind of took it for what it was. You know, he had a girlfriend. And so I was like, damn, you know, like, oh well, or whatever. I think they were going through something was going on with them at the time. And so one day he called me and he was like, yeah, I caught my girl cheating on me. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, damn, you know, he was like, I followed her to a restaurant and he parked his car somewhere and he walked in the restaurant. Oh, he watched them from the window, y'all. Like he was watching them and he saw them like kiss and all this and that. And he went in the restaurant, you know, it was a big mess or whatever. So he, you know, caught her cheating. Now this is right around the time when I had first met him, okay? I can't remember if this happened right when we first met or like a week or 2 after we met. It was fresh. It was like we met, boom, or that happened and boom. It was like right there together. And so I liked him so much and I was like, you know, well, what you gonna do? And he was like, I don't know. And the girl like didn't want to let him go. And she was like, you know, saying she was going to kill herself if he left her and this, that, and the other. And so he didn't leave her. Long story short, he didn't leave her. And they actually ended up like getting back together and they had kids and this, that, and the other. And it really like literally like kind of chipped at me a little bit, but it taught me a lesson, okay? And the lesson is that when it comes to matters of the heart, like that's a fight that I would never win. If his heart belonged to somebody else, I would never win that fight. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, don't even waste your time. And it just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. I just felt, I felt like it kind of really messed with my self-esteem a little bit because I was like, damn, like this girl literally cheated on you in your face and you took her back and then you got her pregnant. And I'm just like, what the hell? You know, it's like, was I not good enough? Was I not pretty enough? I don't know. Was I just not enough? You know, so that like taught me that I'm enough. It took me years, you guys, I'm just real talk. It took me years to work on my self-esteem. You know, I'm at a point in my life now, like I don't give 2 shits. You know what I'm saying? Like if we don't vibe, if I'm not what you looking for, if I'm not good enough for you, then you can kick rocks with open-toed shoes, okay? Like, I'm not finna be trying to be somebody that I'm not to fit your ideal of whatever type of woman that you want. You know what I'm saying? I am who I am, you know? So, you know, that was a big life lesson for me. Another lifetime, another season, another whatever. I don't know what's coming after death. I don't know, you know, what happens if we reincarnate or we whatever. Maybe, you know, in that life, you know, things will work out, but it is what it is. So, but he's a really good guy, and you know, he would have made the perfect husband for me. I know it because I just know, you know, being friends with him over the years, he's just like a really good dude, you know. And it's just unfortunate that it didn't happen. But it also tells me that he was not the one for me. So, child, it kind of low-key, like, makes me feel sad when I think about it. But, you know, I wanted to do this story time with y'all. And, you know, I feel like I wanted to share and open up another side of me, because I'm not really the type of person that opens up a lot about my experiences. And my daughter was like, you should try to take your channel to another, like, you know, venture, like another space. So hopefully this video is the beginning of more videos where I'm kind of like opening up, sharing my life experience with you guys, telling y'all stories and just how I've overcome different obstacles in my life and stuff like that. You know, I do want to get married one day. I just want to spend like the rest of the years that I have with somebody that makes me happy and appreciates me, and of course I reciprocate the same to him. You know, unconditional love. You know, I want to just see the world with him, and you know, just, I don't know how to say this, you know, just be happy, you know. That's my little story time behind some of the fragrances I have in my collection. Okay, I don't know if I'm like the most interesting person in the world, okay? And I don't know if my stories is unique from anybody else's, but I do want to do that. I just kind of like been building up my confidence to open up to y'all. Basically, I'm opening up to the world, letting the world in. And like I'm sweating right now under my, like I'm sweating under my pits. Like right now, just, I'm in my head, you know. I feel it in my throat, you know. But I do want to open up. I do want to share with y'all, because a lot of y'all are just so cool. And I feel like I'm building this like family with y'all. And I do want to share. I do want to share, okay? So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Probably next Sunday, I will put that video up where I have a list of questions that I think you guys will want to know, and I'll be answering them and probably sharing some more stories with y'all, because my life has been very unique. And I just thank God every day that I've made it through what I've made it through. I don't want to get emotional, but I'm very thankful. I'm very grateful for where I am in my life now. And I hope that wherever this new venture of video goes, that it actually helps someone, you know, because that's what I want to do at the end of the day. Is not to gain any kind of whatever, is to just help somebody, and that's what I want to do. If it's just one person, I just want to help someone that could be going through something and encourage them to make it through. So I'm gonna do it. The spirit has been on me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. Okay, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, okay, and comment below. Tell me, encourage me, y'all want me to do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, do the video so I can do it, and I'll feel more inspired to do it, okay? I hope you guys had a fabulous weekend. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.